want you. I came in like a wrecking ball. I never hit so hard in love. All I wanted was to break your walls. All you ever did was wreck me.
Welcome to Sterling Wheel.
Hey, let me know if I got audio. I kind of messed with my headset a little bit. Somebody dropped a comment about audio, saying, "Audio." I need to close the center blinds. Brown Chicken's in the house saying, "I got my robot fix." Welcome to Sterling Wheel. Hope kids are doing okay. It is very hot in Atlanta. It's very hot in Atlanta, so I'm closing the front part of the cab so my APU works a little bit better. I don't want to stand up and show you that I'm Donald Duck in it. You just use your imagination. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. What a beautiful day for a neighbor. Won't you be mine? Something about being mine. I have always wanted to be a neighbor and have yellow chicken. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Rub your nipples, it's time to play. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my chicken? Brown chicken. Oh, hope kids are doing okay. We are in Atlanta. Brown Chicken was first, saying peace. Good colors, by the way. That's the colors of my motorcycle. A little bit too much pink, but my motorcycle turns what? Purple, blue, a little bit of green. And at night it looks brown. Like brown chicken. Hope you kids doing okay. Plays on Freeway, our favorite retired truck driver. Hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you around the channel in quite a bit, sir. Hope you are doing well. I hope you escaped California. I hope you were able to escape California. I did in 2000. I'm looking for something. Pardon me while I look for things, because we get prepared for doing a live show by, you know, not being prepared. We're in Atlanta. We deliver in the morning. I had to get some. Oh, plays on the freeway. Speaking of California, I had to get a CTC done, which is California something smog thing. So basically, they run the VIN number on this truck versus a California database and re-register the truck as California smog compliant, called a CTC. And so that got done, and I'm ready for bed. I'm taking my little Mios, unwind. I'm not going to buy these again. They're loaded with sugar. But it's got magnesium and stuff in it, and it does help with the cramps at night. We'll take a test. Ah, poisonous. So yeah, hope you're doing good, man. If you've noticed, a lot of things have changed in my life, and I'll be all right. I'll be all right. There ain't nothing wrong with me. Warpath! Church of Wheel. Name of the show today. Welcome to the Church of Wheel. I am your illustrious gas pastor. Forgotten Angels is coming up in a week. Like 7 days, right? Starts next Thursday. Not this Thursday, not tomorrow, Thursday after that. Anyway, ForgottenAngelsFlorida.org. Camp out is coming soon, October 23rd through the 26th. So there you go. I will be there. I might be there early. I might be there late, but I will be there. This next load that I got takes me up to Ohio, America. Have you ever been there? Going to Washington Courthouse. And if you've ever been a truck driver, you know why people go to Washington Courthouse. Put the answer in the comments of why I would be going to Washington Courthouse. Huh? Why are you going there, Sterling? Is there a gigantic DC for this huge conglomerate that's ruined America? Yes, there is a DC there. And I'm bringing frozen deli stuff, I think. Let's get back to the comments. What you kids pay me for, by the way. I do apologize. Like I get paid so much to do this, and for me to just sit here, pontificate, bloativate, and completely ignore the comment section is quite rude. It's quite rude there, Sterling. How about you? How about you sit up straight and you read your comments? Good to see you. Plays on Freeway. Hope you're enjoying the retired life and you've gotten away from California. Sick bastards in the house. Saying Sterling Wheel Brown Chicken plays on Freeway. That was who was present. We've got about 10 people. Brown Chicken said, got my robot fixed. Welcome to Sterling Wheel. Audio's good. Okay. As long as it's not great. Brown Chicken saying, live from hot Atlanta. Yes, it is 97 degrees. And we do have a guest. Let me take a look. Give me another minute or so. I'll bring you in. I'm going to bounce through the comments real quick. Yep. Let's see here. We're going to do a comment bomb. So we got Brown Chicken. We got Carrie. Hello, I'm Rob's neighbor. Yes, you are. Hope you're doing well, Carrie. We had a good talk today. Chat, text. Riding with Rhodey. Good afternoon, all. Good to see you in here. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. New subscriber, by the way. Brown Chicken saying hi to Rob, neighbor. Brown Chicken saying hi to Rhodey. Riding with Rhodey saying hi, BC and SB. Are you going to make it to the camp out? It'd be good to meet you. Brown Chicken saying, ever seen Lake Superior, Sterling? I have been all over Michigan, mostly around Traverse City. When I was doing step deck, I used to deliver a lot of stone to some houses that were being built out in the middle of nowhere. Brown Chicken saying, said, hi, AF sick. Yeah, right. Riding Brody saying hi to Carrie. Good times. I'm glad you kids are in here. Brown Chicken said, F it. Let's go to the bat and drink some rum. Come and sing karaoke. Hell yeah. I miss singing karaoke. Go to the bar. Yeah. Listen, you can come at me with your broken English. I grew up in Southern California. If I'm paying attention, I'll correct it on the fly. Brown Chicken said, I remember there's no such thing. Now look. What are we talking about? When there was no such friggin' Sterling? Sick bastard saying, word. He's saying it Germanly. Salty! Badger! Saying he's hauling Uncle Sam's balls to Washington. Incorrect. Buck Brown is in the stage. I'll bring you up in a bit. Greetings, Earthlings. Rob's neighbor said, thank you, Sterling. Doing good. All right. I gave Carrie a homework supply or homework assignment supply. Brown Chicken, Lake Superior's biggest lake in Wisconsin, I hear. Well, it's Superior. I have been to Superior, Wisconsin. Is that like, yeah, that's way up there by the border, right? Brown Chicken remembers when there was no camp out for Forgotten Angels. Okay, that's back before Brapstar, right? Brown Chicken saying hi to Buck. And with that, I will bring on our guest. We're going to go add to stage. And there he is. The
Greetings.
Diesel Deacon.
I'm setting it up to share to mine, guys,
Okay.
my folks.
Good, good. Did you see the little button you press?
Working on it.
So Buck Brown is my brother. He is also the diesel deacon here on the Church of Wheel. And we're going to discuss something that we're both kind of passionate about. Looks like you are sharing now. I can see it on my side.
I figured it out. I
Good
see
times,
it.
Buck.
All right.
So before we get into the topic at hand, tell us about Forgotten Angels. Did I leave anything out?
10th anniversary camp out with many, many special guests that are going to be in attendance. And the ones that are most important are the ones that are like us, that come from all different walks of life, all different parts of the country. And there's even folks that fly in from overseas. And for it to get out by word of mouth to reach other countries, plus
Yeah.
Mr. David's recent announcements that I'm sure he'll talk more of during the camp out about, they're in talks with opening locations in the UK and in Canada and in Oregon. And he's got more of those details. We're just fortunate enough to be, with me being a part of the Living Legends racing series and helping promote them, that, he shared a little bit of that with with not just the track, but the drivers and all when he came up for the last race. So that was like
really cool.
That was like casting the line out into the pond and we're just waiting on the bites. And speaking of the camp out, for anybody that's watching this that's gonna plan to attend the camp out, we're gonna have the Living Legends shirts there on hand if anybody wants to help support Forgotten Angels and the Living Legends series. Plus, if you follow my stuff with the Living Legends on their Facebook group or on my playlist, we're actually raffling off tool sets right now. We're selling the tickets live in person, but you don't have to be at the last race of the season to win. We'll ship the tools to you if you happen to be one of the selected winners, because there's first, second, and third place prizes available.
Excellent. Do you mind modeling the shirt you're wearing while I find mine?
Yeah, we got Forgotten Angels loud and proud on the front. So, as we're walking up to people and meet and greeting them, the first thing they see about the Living Legends series is Forgotten Angels. And the back has the series sponsor, one of the major series sponsors, Busy Bees, Trees, and More, which one of our cohorts is now gainfully employed by.
Oh, I'm sure you can tell everybody that Keith Bob is working there.
I mean, he's already showed the trucks in the back of his shorts when he's talking about Forgotten Angels.
That's true.
And speaking of, I went and seen the owners of Busy Bees when I was home last, and I made sure he had the big logo stickers for the series and Forgotten Angels. He's put them on all of his work trucks, both sides.
Oh, cool. Cool.
So they're helping put out the word by having, sporting the logo on all their work trucks as well.
Excellent. I'll be able to pull up comments from your show as well. So if you see anyone you recognize, I don't know, there's no way you can see the comments from where you're at.
Well, I got the iPad on yours.
Oh, okay. So you might be able to see it.
I don't know if it's showing mine or not.
Riding with Rhodey saying, are you in Superior, British Columbia? Nope. We're in Hotlanta today. And what, you're in Ohio somewhere?
Oh, here we go.
You're in Kentucky.
Yeah, I'm actually really close to the home place right now at this travel plaza where I stopped to take my 30-minute break. I think it's Morgantown, Kentucky. And that, for those that don't know old country music history, it's Bill Monroe's hometown.
Good times. Love Bill Monroe.
But I do actually have my chat pulled up now.
Good. If there's any you want me to read, I'll pull it up.
Well, we see brown chickens bouncing between both of us. Indigenous Steed. Indigenous Steed. He's a fellow Indian motorcycle owner and rider. I met him at my first camp out, and he also is a truck driver. He he's based in Florida, and he runs the Southeast, delivering I think it's like nitrogen refrigerated gases like oxygen or
Okay.
helium or stuff like it does stuff like that. So
Yeah,
he has
I
to-
think it
he has
was.
to wear-
I think it was.
Yeah.
It was him that commented on. I think it might have been Moto's live, but he was in Fernandina, making a delivery. I don't know if it was him or if it was Dying Breed.
It might have been Dying Breed. But yeah, good to see you there, Indigenous Steed. And Robin's in my chat. Hey, buddy, welcome in.
Hey there, everyone. Yep. Hope you're doing well, Robin.
Yeah, man. I don't. This this is the first co-host live stream I've done on my channel in over a month. Good, I'm slacking. Oh, what? That's me,
You're
Mr.
doing fine.
Mister. I don't care about the algorithm. I care about the contacts and the community.
Exactly. Speaking of community, we have somebody from Turkey, Tolga. Always good to see you in here. He's also watching from your channel. Let's raise Buck's numbers. Good times. Cool. Indigenous Steed says, "Yep, NH3 ammonia. Do you know your UN codes there, Buck? What's his UN code for ammonia?
I'm gonna cheat.
Go ahead. Let's see how long it takes you to cheat.
Well, I mean,
1
ammonia's
second.
at the front of the alphabet.
2 seconds. 3 seconds. 4 seconds.
Where the
5
hell is it?
seconds. 6 seconds. 7 seconds.
I'm
8
dead
seconds.
already.
Yeah, you would have died if ammonia got out and you were looking through the.
He's gonna post it. He's gonna post it before I find it.
Oh, I think it's 1998. Nope, that's diesel. 1075 is propane.
1993 is diesel.
1993. Well, what's 1998? No, they would still be oil. NH3, anhydrous ammonia.
I'm dead.
Like, yeah, you're dead, and I'm an unqualified truck driver. Listen, I don't have a hazmat anymore, so I don't need to know this. Wait, you're hazmat. You should know this.
I don't haul it enough.
Okay, I'm going to get to the bottom of the comments and see if anyone answered it. We got an answer.
$1,005.
Good times. Refrigerant or fertilizer?
What? Refrigerant?
They use anhydrous ammonia for crops.
Yeah, freezing them.
Is there
No,
a
I'm just
difference?
kidding.
Yeah.
I don't
Actually,
know. I
think
don't
they
never
use it-
haul. I don't never haul the ammonia. I haul the there's times I haul potassium nitrate and nitrogen blends,
Yeah.
but it's in granular form. It's not in a gas. Pretty
Good times.
out of hell with it.
Wait, let's
I'm not
quit
getting-
talking
I'm not
about
getting-
trucking.
I'm not getting paid for that, so
None of us are getting paid.
oh,
Chasing Ghost says 1005 is a bomb.
well, so is
She would
ammonium
know.
nitrate, even in granular form. Ask McVeigh how well it worked out for him.
Well, it depends on the diesel you use. Jerome
Oh.
Jones, we just made a list. Jerome Jones, good evening, everyone. What you got there? Let me maximize you. Dude, I didn't know those existed.
Yeah, there was a guy that made these 2 years ago and donated them, and they sold them off to raise money for Forgotten Angels. I had two, but one disappeared, and I still got one here in the truck.
Good times, man. International Man of Mystery, Jerome Jones. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being a member of my channel, by the way. Thank everyone.
I'm not
Indigenous
where.
Steed says it's used in water purification, refrigerant, fertilizer, all kinds of things for ammonia. Learn something new every day.
And actually, that avatar is of his Gilroy.
Oh, Indigenous Steed says boom. So we actually have a plan for this show. Welcome to the Church of Wheel, Warpath. We want to talk about.
Let's ask the chat to figure out what warpath we're on here today.
Exactly. Should we give them any clues?
Well, if they're motorcycle riders, they should have kind of a clue. Of course,
SST is wrong. Trucking is the homelessness solution this country needs. Oh, that's kind of that's kind of a sick burn too.
Well, talking about two guys that are homeless right now. Yes, everybody that's watching this, we are both effectively, essentially homeless.
Yeah. Oh man.
We have places to exist when we're not on the road, but it's just temporary housing.
Oh, and then we're dragging it to Forgotten Angels.
What's this we shit? I'm the one dragging it to Forgotten Angels. You'll be on.
I'm running Bandit.
You'll be on Vanessa.
They call me the Bandit. For one day, I'll have her wrapped in black and gold. How about that?
Ah, you're a.
And I'll pick.
You're a quiet closet backdoor Steelers fan.
Right. Oh, I just need a Sally Field.
Because think about it. Did Charlie Daniels say go and lay your hands on a Cowboys fan? No. What did he say? In that song In America.
That. I'm not answering that. How dare you? Make sports references around me. We're here to talk motorcycles, and nobody has answered the question other than SST says that we're OTR hobos.
Indigenous Steed would actually, he would get what the reference is to the title of the show today, Warpath. He would get that more than anybody, I would think. Being, a lot of people are on the warpath right now.
Exactly.
In the motorcycle world.
Oh, there's so much turmoil.
The shakeup nobody saw coming.
Remember last week when Harley sold the plans to the Sportster to the Chinese? Oh, that was so terrible.
But think about it. It's business, and it's about the dollar. That's what as bad as I hate to admit it, that's what capitalism stands for. Go where the money is.
Exactly. Carrie was the one who got the answer.
But not just one Indian motorcycle in particular. The whole brand itself.
Yeah. Got pried away from Polaris.
Willingly.
Yeah.
Which, for those of us that support the brand by purchasing their products, I will say I kind of had a feeling that eventually, personally, this is my own personal take here, that eventually Indian would get to a point on its own, because what a lot of the public that doesn't really keep as much in tune to it as those of us that actually buy the products and spend our hard-earned money on the R&D part of it, and all came from Victory and the intellectual property that Polaris owned of Victory, and the R&D section under Indian Motorcycles took that intellectual property and grew on it, expanded it. You know, used it as a base. That's basically what basically short. Long story short, Polaris gave the brand a shot of adrenaline
Sure.
to restart the heart. And eventually, what happens when we raise a child? You know, we nurture it all through its, you know, till it's time to let it grow up and go on its own, to be its own thing. And I think that's where we're at here with this move being made.
Yeah, so they were bought out by a private equity company, which usually in America means bad times. Because a lot of those companies, I've worked for like Budget Truck Rental, which was bought out by a private equity company. That's why I'm a truck driver now. That usually they just churn up these companies and spit them out. But what do you know about this private equity company?
Other than what's been put out publicly, and you know their own statements that you know these other YouTubers have already been commenting on, that when they go looking for something to invest in, they put their heart and soul behind the mission of that entity that they look to acquire to help it move and grow. So, and I think it kind of makes sense with the you know with the new CEO that they've named, coming from all his time with the other American major V-twin brand, plus other dealership platforms, plus exhaust company that he's going to bring on board just more than himself. I'm pretty sure he's going to bring on folks that he probably already knows, folks that are already with Indian Motorcycle that he's probably worked with before, you know, being in the dealership presence he was in, and then working with Vance and Hines for the years he worked with Vance and Hines. So he's
Yeah.
he's already probably got his roots in, you know, just by connections and network that he knows.
Yeah, and it's a small industry, dude. Polaris only has 900 employees. Indigenous Steed is bringing up something. Indian sold to a private entity. This could be good or bad. As when Coca-Cola got involved with Indian Motorcycle in 2002 to 2003, they killed it. Are we talking about the Gilroy years, or is that
See,
before that?
and the reason it was Gilroy, it was actually a company in Los Angeles, California, that was near Gil. They were actually built in Gilroy, California. And at that time, I mean, they had good intentions, but it was basically hand built bikes with custom parts that had an Indian badge on them.
So was that the birth of Victory then?
No, this was Polaris. I mean, this was pre-Polaris.
Right.
Victory was something Polaris drummed up. This was Polaris's brainchild. That Victory was Polaris's baby.
So was Victory a premium version of Indian, or what was Victory?
Victory was its own motorcycle brand that was owned by Polaris. It was it was created in the minds of, you know, the Polaris engineers and designers.
Okay.
But and
So
that's
is
why
the modern
that's why you'll hear I'm not trying to cut you off, but you'll hear, you know, the conversations, the brand bashing, the banter that goes on between, you know, different owners of different brands, right? Harley
Right.
riders, on a general consensus from what I've seen, when, you know, Victory was a thing, and then Polaris bought the Indian brand, and both coincided for a few years. I think it was
That's right. I remember
2011 to no 2014 to 2017. I think they killed Victory in 2017. I believe it, because I bought my first Indian in 2018, and you could still get leftover Victory stuff, you know, accessories, apparel, and the odd bike here and there.
Were you able to get that bike cheaper because they stopped making them?
Oh, the Chieftain? No, actually, I bought it in December of 2018, and it was the only 2018 they had left on the floor. So,
Okay.
being I bought it in December of 2018, and it was the only 2018 that that specific dealership in Tallahassee, Florida had, which that dealership is now under the Ride Now umbrella. Because it was.
So what was Ride Now? Because that's you told me about it a few minutes ago, and I'd never heard of it.
If you search Ride Now, they've kind of replaced Rumble On. They're a large network of dealers and power sports and motorcycles dealerships across the United States.
Okay.
They're the predecessors to what Rumble On used to be. So I think that there's probably going to be some kind of connection there too.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Adam Bennett's been dropping super chats. He's quite active. he appreciates the finer things in life. That's what I'm going to say. Indigenous Steed says, I've been digging. It's a shell company. I believe it's what, Clover something? You remember what the name of the company was?
Carrollwood LP.
Carrollwood LP, yeah. I've been digging. It's a shell company. I'm still digging. Polaris still owns around 10%. Something strange is happening. U.S. economy is going to tank. It may keep the company from crashing move. And that's kind of what I believe as well. I think, well, Polaris is going to be okay because they've got military contracts and side-by-sides and all that. But I think maybe it's a good move. I'm hoping that this company that bought them out realizes that Indian needs to survive and not be the first time they just churn a company, which is what private equity is completely known for, ruining brands.
But who knows? I mean, I knew you were wanting to talk about this topic, and I had to stop for a 30-minute break, so I figured I'd share my little bit of insight. That all I know is what everybody else knows.
yeah, and we've all been watching the videos. You know, Jerry Palladino had a really good video. Angel had a good video. Blockhead had a really good video about it.
And one of the Indian ambassadors, Riding Fish, he put out something late last night about it too. And he's he's brand ambassador to Indian motorcycles, so he's got more of an inside direct connection to the public relations department than, you know, the average Joe, because they've only got a dozen ambassadors that they select every year to help grow and promote their brand on the street level, which is our level.
Yes. And if you watch Blockhead's video on that, his wife was complaining about Indian doesn't support, you know, the influencers, and they don't have the riding equipment, the t-shirts, the branding that Harley does.
Well, that's all due to growing pains too. And maybe the fact that, you know, there was a little bit of a shell shock when they did kill off Victory, because like I was saying a minute ago, with the brand bashing and the banter between the brands and stuff, even most Harley guys, even a lot of the folks in the chat, yours and mine both, will agree that when Harley riders talk, they say, you know, Indians are Polarises, but they'll talk highly of a Victory motorcycle.
Yeah.
They'll talk more highly of a Victory motorcycle than they will an Indian, because
and that's a very deep bruise on Polaris and Indian and everybody that was involved.
And I can see that, and I can see where it's validated, and I can totally understand it.
SST brought up a good point. I don't think there's going to be a parts or dealer support for any vehicle over 10 years old for anything, which is natural. That seems to be the trend across the board. except for like Mercedes, Toyota's starting to bring back older parts and stuff like that. But there has to be groundswell support for that to happen. And I think maybe, maybe Indian will get that here in the future.
The time will tell.
Indigenous Steed. The 99 Indian was brought back with help from Ray at CMC Motorcycles in California. I'm familiar with CMC. They also imported MV Augusta, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, I mean, you're from California. You would know better than me.
And I want to say that company that bought Indian, Carrollwood, they are familiar with business in California. They've got a lot of real estate, Beverly Hills, and all over Southern California. So they know how to do business in California. And I wouldn't say that's a bad thing. I would say that they know how to deal with bureaucracies. They know how to deal with, a very troublesome and chaotic business environment. So,
Yep.
maybe
It seems like
maybe
Salty
maybe
just
they're totally cool with getting into the motorcycle market like that. Salty
that
saying Victory
yeah.
motorcycle and its prime was built and designed by Arlen Ness, and then Polaris bought it.
Okay,
There you go.
I stand corrected because I knew Arlen Ness had a hand in the victories, and I knew he had his own spin on it. I wasn't familiar. Like I said, I don't know the whole story behind the victory, other than I knew it was a Polaris brand. I didn't know that backstory because I'm just an enthusiast like most of us are.
Yeah, that's awesome. Arlen Ness is a cool dude.
So,
cool company.
as a matter of fact, I think they're still working on aftermarket accessories for all major brands, both V-twin brands.
Well, you remember that Sportster that I built? It had an Arlen Ness intake on it. That curved cold air intake.
Yeah, well, my Indian's got a Lloyd's Garage intake on it. You're not special.
Whatever. I got more pictures of your bike than you do.
Well, that's.
And I'm the only one that cleaned your bike. Yeah. SST
That's
Royal Enfield is a real Indian motorcycle. That's a good.
Harkening back to the days when the Italian company in the 70s and early 80s bought the Indian brand and slapped the war bonnet on their little bikes, on their scooters.
SST brings up a good point. Even most HD dealers won't service a 10-year-old bike. I ran into that issue.
I know one that serviced a 2007 Night Rod, and they tried to buy it from me before I donated it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Those guys at that dealership were about to get a knockdown drag out over who was going to buy that bike from me. And I'm like, y'all can't have it. Y'all can buy a raffle ticket for it though, when it gets announced.
Yep. That was an awesome bike. Salty Badger says his son Corey Arlen is doing an awesome job carrying on Arlen's legacy. Very cool. Or it'd be Corey Ness. I'm sorry. Did not know that. Okay, Buck, I'm going to put you in charge of Indian product development. What do you bring to the market? And how do you do it? How do you shake up the market?
Well, as far as I know, what I would target if it was me is maybe a lighter weight, a little bit smaller CC bike in an economy price range for the masses, and not so much a scooter.
Yeah, I think Harley missed it with the new Sportster, because that bike is not beginner friendly.
And I think too that, with Polaris deciding last year to kill off the FTR line, What? That was their
Yeah,
number one.
SS.
That besides the Scout, I mean that was their number one. Really, that was the biggest seller in that market of bike.
Yeah, and I like that bike because it steered customers away from BMW and Ducati and Yamaha. Like that was an awesome looking bike. I was shocked when they discontinued it. SST says bring back the FTR. That would probably be
Yeah.
the best first stage and getting Indian back back on top, or at
Well,
least
see,
side by side.
just yeah, and talk about uh, what product and design I would come up with. You know, back when back when I decided to sell my big bagger, I was, I'd already taught my daughter how to ride, and I was teaching my late wife how to ride. So that's why I sold the big bagger and got the small cruiser. And at the time, there was that new Chief model was released. The early part, the advertisements and stuff for the Chief were released the early part of 2022, and I put the deposit down on it. And I was thinking, when they were teasing it, I was thinking they were going to put the Power Plus 108 out of the Challenger into a cruiser frame.
Right.
That's what I was thinking was going to happen when they were teasing the new model coming. Well, no, lo and behold, they went to a smaller cruiser style, went away from the big Chief. The 2021 Chief actually had the touring frame without the
Right.
bags. I mean, you could get the
Right.
bags as accessories, but it was basically a stripped down Springfield. The Indian Chief was. Without the hard bags, without the vintage fender, and I don't, for the life of me, why they got away from the vintage style, other than the loud ass tan saddlebags that they used to have, because those were a little distracting.
A little flamboyant.
I mean, the only way they really fit the aesthetic of the bike is if there was a color scheme in the paint that kind of accented those bright leather yellow tan bags.
Yeah, the blue color didn't work.
But the two-tone with the light tan and the blues or the green two-tone, it kind of worked okay. I mean,
It was close. Indigenous Steed says liquid cooled Scout. That
Well,
would go right after the metrics.
the good thing about him saying that is this past year with the Scout lineup, not many know this, but this last year's lineup got cruise control, which is a big thing because for the longest time since Polaris introduced the Scout, that's what a lot of folks were, kind of complaining about, even though it had a smaller fuel tank, which I think they did increase the size of the fuel tank capacity by a quarter gallon or a half gallon. But when you're riding a small cruiser like that, even though it's 100 horsepower, it's and the design of that engine, which that engine was shared with the FTR.
Right. So Indigenous Steed says the FTR was an Indian adventure bike. Wish they'd gave it more effort to give the Pan America a run. Agreed.
And the FTR, if folks don't know, it stands for Flat Track Racer. It was a callback to Indians racing history. That's why it's called the FTR, Flat Track Racer. And they did offer different models in the FTR Carbon and the Carbon R and I think it was a 1200R, which was the race replica.
Okay, so
that was available for market.
That
retail.
would have been direct competition for the BMW R9T then, right?
I'm not as versed in import bikes as you are. So I have to trust you on that one.
SST saying Indian should make something to compete with HD's Pan America, Pan Am. I don't know what they call it.
It's a Pan America.
It is it.
Yeah.
Plays on Freeway says a 500cc single cylinder.
A thumper.
Yeah.
That's what we used to call the single cylinders, a thumper.
Yep. It'd be smart if they did that.
Make 4-strokes great again.
Screw that. 500 two-stroke.
But yeah, there's the thing about keeping the brand alive for us as consumers. I've said it before and I'll say it again. What does it do? It keeps the competition on its toes to drive their research and development and their innovation to bring us, the consumer, a product, more of a product that we want to spend our hard-earned money on.
Exactly.
I mean, I watched a guy on a episode of something earlier while I was getting loaded this morning, and he was like, think about it. You can go out and buy a brand new Road Glide ST CVO for 43 grand plus tax, tag, and title, and still ride it home, and it be in a solo seat configuration. Won't even have a rear passenger seat or the backrest.
You're right.
No back passenger floorboards, nothing. So you're going to be almost into $50,000 and get home with it, and your old lady can't go. You have to spend another $1,500, $2,000 just for a rear seat and backrest.
Well, you got to keep them coming back to the dealer, right?
I mean, I get it, but I don't. If you're going to have a brand that has everything on it from the factory that you're going to put on the damn dealership floor, why don't it have everything on it? I'm pretty sure it still comes off the showroom floor to CVO with incandescent bulbs for signals.
Yeah. I'll have to look close, but it would make sense.
I'm not sure.
They didn't. Yeah, maybe on a CVO because you're walking away, hurting. Salty Badger says Buell tried the single cylinder 500cc was what crashed the original brand. Yeah. They were trying to go entry level, right?
In a market, like you said on your live stream yesterday, we were coming out of a gas crisis in the late 70s, early 80s. Trying to target a market for efficiency and ease of, modes of transportation being more economical. So I think that may have played something into it once the gas crunch was ending and people started making more money and having more disposable income, and we want, they wanted to feel that need for speed again.
I think the single cylinder Buell was in the 90s though. I know we did have a market crash around that time. I don't remember. Indigenous Steed said, hell, at this point, I'm getting curious to try the new off-road rally Can-Am. Yeah, the trike for off-road. I thought that was kind of cool. So the way I would fix Indian would be technology. you know how much I love technology and stuff. I used to work on German cars and all that stuff. What I would want to see, and it's displayed in our current Chrysler products. Well, it used to be the Hellcat, the Ram pickup with the crazy Hellcat motor in it. There's drive modes that let you really get loose and go crazy. So I think, and I know the government wouldn't allow it, I think Indian should have a ride mode that would help you to wheelie. You know, if
mine's got ride modes.
Yeah, but would it prevent you from over looping.
Oh, I've only rode mine in sport mode one time.
I would think if they put in a smart like wheelie control, and I know BMW does it for the GS. They also have off-road modes for their ABS, so you can still lock up the rear tire and get her into the turns and stuff. I think
Right.
if they perfected that kind of technology, even with some kind of variable steering stabilizer, that way you don't land crooked or anything like that.
Well,
Bring
that's
a dangerous but fun ride mode to it. I think that would be cool.
yeah, like hooligan mode.
Yeah, and
but
listen, the technology's there. I mean,
yeah,
Harley's got their advanced riding, stuff. My BMW's got that.
and that's
And not
all
a full 12 o'clock wheelie or nothing, just enough for people to, not kill themselves doing it.
right.
Unlock it with a special key like the Hellcat,
Yeah, right.
you know. Buck Brown's in the comments. Never seen that guy before. Chasing Ghost. We had a 750 Mako. Holy crap. That thing was not for beginners. No. Man, you talk about a bike that would roost. Indigenous Seeds says, hey, I love my little Suzuki Boulevard S40 little thumper.
Yeah, he's got a 650 also, like the one I bought from Shay. And by the way, might have missed it in his comment earlier. He just wished his wife well. He just got her home from having rotator cuff surgery.
Rotator, yeah, I saw that. Salty Badger. Indian needs to shake the market up with a trike to compete with HD. I was talking to Buck about that earlier.
And
I think
that is go ahead.
I think they need to concentrate more on getting riders in the seats. Use that technology that's already present. I know a lot of women that won't ride a Harley Davidson because they have to shift it, but they still want the cruiser styling. And they don't want to have to go to the Japanese bikes, because I think right now you can get some cruiser Japanese bikes that are automated.
Well,
So I think if Indian jumped in on that and brought a DSG like Honda's got or something like that, I think it'd be awesome. I
speaking
think
of
Buck's
that,
having some camera issues.
no, I had a call come in. I'll call him back. After my daughter learned to ride on the Boulevard I got from Shay, she upgraded to an 1100 Rebel DCT. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, she went to a Rebel 1100 DCT because she didn't want to be
Dealing with the shifting.
Yeah, I mean, I taught her, and she's 15 years old, to drive a little old 5-speed Hyundai Tiburon around a racetrack, and she hated it. She wanted me to build her an automatic.
Right.
I'm like, get over your fear. Get over your fear. It did eventually come to her senses and learn the basics. She knows how. She just prefers not to. I think that's what you were leading to, with the
Yes.
Getting more diverse riders into riding.
Because look at the industry that we're in, Buck. They solved the trucker capacity shortage by bringing in the automated transmissions. There's more meat in the seat.
Yeah, even though there's a restriction on the license for only operating an automated transmission, but now with technology progressing like it has, with the technology progressing like it has, we've seen so much advancement and innovation. Plus, the automated transmissions are helping the industry save fuel because the fuel mileage has increased.
Yep. And that's the only way trucking industry makes money is fuel efficiency.
But how
Chasing Ghost says, I have no problems with shifting anything, but you're not wrong. It gets more meat in the seat. Buck got
still
called
there.
again.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, yeah. SST shot my my plan down, saying, "Great, more bad drivers becoming bad riders. There will always be bad riders everywhere. SST just don't like women." Waiting for Buck to pop back in.
Ah, yeah. I was telling the dude to chill out. He's like, "You send me the voicemail, huh? Chill out, dude. Relax.
Yeah,
It's not all about you. It's all about me."
it is. Did you tell him to join the live show? Come on now.
He don't do no social media,
Smart.
but he does. Enough about that. Let's get back to the topic on hand. We're all on
Yeah,
a warpath around here.
exactly. We Indians on the warpath, gonna knock Harley Davidson down from the top spot in luxury motorcycles and culture.
I mean, that's the reason you decided to do this topic, because we might as well jump on the bandwagon with everybody else
Exactly.
doing it.
This
When
video
in
gets
Rome,
so many views.
as you say, when in Rome.
Walk around setting more fires,
Yeah, that part.
right? I think the answer is technology. I think it's price point, and that will save Indian, especially if they make a bike that police departments want, which BMW and Yamaha, and even I was in Texas this week, and they've got gold wings on the police force. They were always reluctant to buy Harley Davidsons because they didn't have ABS. And then Harley put ABS on, what is it, Electric Glide police bike, Road King police bike, whatever they called it. And you started seeing more Harleys in the police force. So I think Indian should go after that.
At least make it, take a stab at it.
Yeah. Within the limits of the law. Indigenous steed, automatic trucks are dangerous in my line of work, especially with smooth bore tankers. Yeah, I experienced that last week when I was hauling liquid in a reefer. That was quite
In
fun.
the totes.
Yep. The truck kept tripping over seventh gear and put me on my nose.
That's where we should still have the diversity of the manual transmission. Because I mean, think about our Second Amendment rights. I mean, there's a tool for every job.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, it'll work. This will work in that application short term, but it doesn't solve the long term issue.
Yep. SST brings up a good point. Will Indian be able to sell any more motorcycles until the details are disclosed? Yeah, because the sale is not finalized until next year, first quarter of next year.
I've even seen, speaking of that topic, there's other there's dealerships that have YouTube pages.
Okay.
Pikes Peak Indian's one of them. There's several of them, and believe it or not, Pikes Peak Indian is one of like 6 or 8 standalone, nothing but Indian motorcycle dealerships in the country.
Okay.
The dealership I bought my bike from was Indian Motorcycle of Charlotte, North Carolina, and it was a standalone store. Solely 99% of its floor space was Indian motorcycles.
So they didn't sell Polaris or side-by-sides or anything else?
Nope.
Snowmobiles in Charlotte?
Nope. So there are standalone dealerships.
That's good to know.
And I think that's what they're going to, maybe with this change, we'll start seeing more of that in the foreseeable near future. I mean, there was even discussion when I looked at the dealer map not long after I got into owning my first Indian motorcycle. The closest dealership to me was the one I bought it from at the time, and that was Red Hills Power Sports in Tallahassee. Well, in 2020, due to the sweet and sour sniffles, and supply and demand, and capitalism and the dollar, Red Hills Power Sports decided to forego their Indian motorcycle floor space and replace it with more side-by-side space, Polaris space. And it was about a numbers game.
Yeah, so that's where the money's at.
That pushed the next closest dealership to me to Fleming Island, Florida, which is essentially Jacksonville.
Okay.
So with stuff that's going on behind the YouTube that our subscribers and our watchers don't see, is there's a couple of guys that you're watching on the screen right now that are doing a whole bunch of serious homework to maybe talk to people in the area or where we're at in South Georgia, North Florida. Because if you look at Indian Motorcycle Dealer Network, it's basically a circle around us.
There's a giant hole where we live.
More than 2 hours. It's more than 2 hours to the closest Indian motorcycle dealership in any direction.
Yeah.
So maybe we can draw attention to maybe, Ride Now or another dealership that's a couple hours away. They may want to open up a second location or something.
Yeah.
And bring them closer. Not just because I'm there, but since I bought my first one in 2018, and I'm pretty sure most of the subscribers and most of the riders that are watching us, they can well attest that even over the years, they're seeing more and more Indian motorcycles on the road. When you go to bike events, rallies, poker runs, small town events here, yonder, and there, you're seeing them more and more and more. So, I mean, there's got to be a reason for it. The public's buying into it, and if they are, they've probably not just done an impulse buy, because buying a motorcycle is generally not an impulse buy. It's something we have to stop and think about because we have to budget for it. Right. Unless it's our primary vehicle, and how many of us have a motorcycle for our primary vehicle besides you?
I don't know what you're talking about. That's awkward. By the way, the closest BMW dealership to me is Jacksonville. The next one is Atlanta. SST says, I think there'd be a lull in current sales until their intentions are clear. That makes sense. But I mean, wouldn't you rather have a lull in sales when riding season craps out? So maybe it's a good strategy.
You never know. I mean,
Rob's neighbor said, just picked up Junior from school, super behind the conversation, but I think a copy of the MT-07, the Yamaha, and you'd have a hit bike. A Street Fighter.
Or maybe if Indian finally did take a playbook out of, take a page out of Harley's playbook and build a muscle cruiser.
That'd be smart, especially on the lines of a VMAX, maybe.
like I said earlier, I was thinking, when they were teasing the new Chief model, because when it went down to a smaller, lighter frame, to a more cruiser style frame instead of a bigger touring frame. I was thinking, the Power Plus 108 was going to come in that frame. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
That power plant coming down into a cruiser style frame and, do more rowdiness to the design. I mean, bolder, more aggressive, more, hey, I'm here and I'm in your face, you can't ignore me designs.
Yeah, which, Ducati has done with some of their bikes, and, they sell pretty good. The crazy motor, muscle motorcycle. Salty Badger says, I heard Indian had an unusual substantial jump in stock overnight. That makes sense. Well, people have confidence in the company now. They want to ride that growth. That makes sense.
So
Indigenous Steed says that Indian motorcycle dealership box talking about one of the last locations to sell Gilroy parts and King Mountain parts till around 2022.
Right. And what he's referring to the King Mountain parts, there was a time where Indian Motorcycle was owned by a company in North Carolina, and they were built right there in Kings Mountain. And Kings Mountain, as you know, is just right across the North Carolina line from Spartanburg, just before you get into Charlotte.
Yeah, I passed by it today, right?
Mom's late husband Clyde was born in Kings Mountain.
Okay. Very
even though
familiar
his
with the
family's
place.
from, even though his family's from Robbinsville, which I'd already told you that behind the scenes before. So that's not part of this topic, but it just relates to the area geographically.
Sure. Tara's saying, I've seen a lot of BMW cop bikes. I've talked to motorcycle cops. A lot of them want liquid cooled because the bike has to sit running for extended periods. The R1200, that's probably R1300 now. The RTP, they put a special tune on it so it runs really rich, and then it's got an extra fan with an oil cooler on it. So the cops around Reno that I used to talk to, they absolutely loved them. They hated the Harleys. Because a Harley would get hot in the seat. BMW just gets hot on your legs. SST says Indian should make something to compete with the Grom, the Honda Grom. Call it the Papoose.
But he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. Oh, and I love the Native American reference.
Think about it. If you think about it, for the last few years, there has been a child's it's called an EFTR Junior. And what they did is they teamed with Razor to make a miniature version of the FTR that was battery powered for kids.
Well, that's smart.
To get young kids into motorcycling and riding like little dirt bikes, but it was an electric. It was EFTR and the EFTR Junior.
Indigenous Steed says, fun fact, my 2001 India Chief was bought new at a Ford dealership in North Carolina.
The one, yeah, the 2001 that's in his avatar.
Wow. Dying Breeze says, so many truck drivers, too little time. That's true.
But we're not just
bastards. No. Sick Bastard says, ForgottenAngelsFlorida.org. Click the link. Check them out. We support them immensely.
I'm glad you got your shirt with you, by the way.
Yeah. I've worn it a couple times.
You're a pretty fart smeller. I mean, y'all know what I mean.
Yeah, I am the gas pastor, by the way. SST says, I can't believe Harley Davidson sold the Evo Sportster and tooling to China. Well, Americans weren't buying it, so sell it to the highest bidder. It's only capitalism.
But yeah, I wanna say a big shout out to everybody that's joined the stream. I'm gonna have to end mine so I can get rolling and get the rest of the last little bit of my day done.
Okay, we'll finish up the comments here. Indigenous Steve says, I talked to some Polaris folks and suggested a naked Challenger. That would be all right.
Woo, boy.
Indigenous Steed says, Indian actually made a papoose in the 40s and 50s. We're going to have to look that one up.
Well, I'm glad he chimed in because
yeah.
This is what the community's about. We all bring something different to the table.
Exactly. I can't thank you enough for jumping in here for a little bit, Buck.
Not only that,
talking about what you know a lot about.
Well, I don't know as much as the chat does. But speaking of which, we'll hopefully, if Indigenous Steeds, his wife's recovery goes well, he'll make the camp out for a day to hang out with us and stuff. So
cool.
And maybe some of these other folks that are in the chat, they can make sure to make their presence known if they get down there too. And be sure to pay attention to both of our channels. and everybody else that is in the community that's going to be down there. Key Fob, Sick Bastard, Mr. Ray Gregory, you know, the usuals
Shade,
that we know that attend.
Shade
And
Tree.
yeah, he's gonna do what he's gonna do.
Right. So check out www.forgottenangelsflorida.org. And I'm going to bounce out of here too after you leave. Get out of here,
Being
Buck. Go make some money. Go make some motorcycle money
y'all
and
stay
camp out
safe,
money.
and I'll catch y'all on the next one.
Thanks for
Now
showing up, Buck.
Charge a freaking.
Usually on the
I don't-
bottom right where it says end or leave.
Oh, like this?
Yeah. And he's gone, daddy gone, love is gone. It's always good to see Buck in here. I'm going to bounce him out because, we do things like that. Kaplowy. Yeah, I figured I'd do a church of wheel because I'm a wheeled enthusiast. And everyone's talking about, Indian going crazy, getting bought out, being removed from the clutches of Polaris, the giant off-road vehicle conglomerate that has many millions of dollars thrown at it from the U.S. government. I think having Indian off on its own is a good thing. It seems like they are going to be in control of, controlled by a good entity, a private equity company, and it doesn't seem like they're just going to get chewed up and spit out. So it's great seeing Buck in here. Church of Wheel Warpath. We're talking about Indian motorcycles. Church of Wheel, I talk about whatever the hell I want because that's what I do. I am your gas pastor, Sterling Wheel. I'm going to get to a few more comments. I know I skipped a bunch. Don't be upset. Or you can be upset. I mean, come on now. Oh. I think it's incredibly amazing that Indian made a papoose. I've probably seen it in that. There was a motorcycle museum in Iowa that was really good. It got shut down 2 years ago. They had 400 motorcycles in an old abandoned Kmart building. It was pretty close to the Iowa 80, I remember. It was maybe within 30 miles, 30 or 40 miles. It might have been more. I forgot the name of that motorcycle museum. But they had too many bikes. Everything was squished together. They had a great Goldwing collection, by the way. Good to see Indigenous Steed. Truck with T-Bone saying, wow, there's some orange shirts you got there. Yeah, and they're for sale. Contact Buck and support Forgotten Angels on that side. And then on the back is, I don't know if you kids can see it. You can't see it. It says Living Legends. And it's good times. Indigenous Steed saying, good to see y'all. I don't get out much. Well, get out more. Because it's the end of the world as we know it. See you soon. That's the whole reason I'm out here trucking right now. I don't think the world's coming to an end. America's still moving, I guess. SST saying, make like a tree and leaf, make like a baby and head out, make like a goat and get the flock out of here. Is it a flock of goats? It's a flock of sheep. Yeah, I'm tired. It's time for bed. It's time for bed. Rob's neighbor saying, great show today. It'd be awesome to have Rob on here to talk about Indian motorcycles as well. I know he knows the things. Indigenous Steve saying, great finally seeing you, Sterling Wheel. Yeah. I'm Buck's newest brother, and hopefully we'll get to see you at the camp out, huh? Buck just went to my favorite website in the entire world. Please, I need help. I need to go to Bring a Trailer Anonymous. There's a 1948 Indian papoose. Click that link and you kids will see it. Just go to Bring a Trailer and you'll see it. I don't know if that link will work because Buck's not a moderator on the channel for problem reasons. Indigenous Steed was able to check out that bike. Okay, cool. Look at the 1948 Indian Papoose. Tolga saying, see you later, folks. I'm going to get to the bottom of the comments and bail on you. Rolling with T-Bone. Are I late? Yeah, start over. Start over from the beginning. Tolga saying, peace out for now on Buck's channel. And when I stop this, everything will be, Buck's dropping links. He's dropping links again. You might have to go to his channel to click on the link. My channel, he's not a moderator. Buck Brown says, that's the link to get to the Living Legends public Facebook page to see what's going on with them. And he's probably going to say order t-shirts. Toga says a little bit. Yeah, we'll leave here in a little bit. I'm waiting for Buck to finish his typing. Roll T-Bone saying, replay gang, hashtag replay gang. I usually get about 100 views on my replay gang. A lot of people think I have an abrasive personality, and they're right. Very abrasive personality. So you're not going to watch this on live. Come on, you watch it on replay. So shout out to anyone watching this on the replay. Make sure you hit the like button and stuff like that. Ain't necessary to share or anything like that. Go ahead and share. It's okay. Just whatever. Do the things. Everyone in here is an adult. You know what the YouTube does and how it works. SST is incorrect, by the way. Selling raffle tickets for the Yammers giveaway, kids. Nope. Buck purchased that motorcycle outright, so it is off the market. Dying Breed Media says, I came here for chicken lights and chrome. Oh, sick bird. There is no chicken lights anywhere near me. I'm a company man. I am a company man. So no chicken lights, no chrome at all. There's chrome on the grill of this truck, and that's probably about it. They take care of me. Buck Brown says, Forgotten Angels. We will be at Forgotten Angels selling those shirts. And there's a raffle for a tool kit. And yeah, come meet us at Forgotten Angels Campout. We're going to be there. Not this Thursday. Following Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll be there. Roll T-Bone saying, all right, later, mater. Good seeing here, T-Bone. Again, I'm going to press a button that makes things go away. I'm actually going to change the channel after I acknowledge that Adam Bennett dropped a $10 super chat saying, I love the opposite sex. Good seeing here, Adam Bennett. Thank you for the super chat and the other super chat. I love eating paint chips. That's safe to do nowadays. I wouldn't recommend it in the 80s and 90s when I used to do it. But if you want to eat paint chips today, you can do it. I'll sign off on that. Good to see you, Adam Bennett. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for stopping by the show. We did double time with me and Buck Brown. It's over on his side of the world, too. Buttons will be pressed, and I will leave. And I'll see you whenever things happen on the other side of the world, and I can just whatever. Press a button, damn it.
to the ground, blood flies through the air. Shredded victims lie in pain, death is never fair.
Welcome to Sterling Wheel.